I don't think it just comes through policy. In the United States, people tend to talk about policy first, and then they worry about whether there's a political constituency to support that policy. It's one of the reasons that so many policies fail. Ultimately, this is a cultural question. Policy can help, but usually policy follows the movement of the culture. It can stimulate, it can push it forward, but there's something dynamic there that has to be rooted in culture. One of the ideas that there's a nonprofit that grew out of, an NGO that grew out of Last Child in the Woods. It's called the Children in Nature Network. And we keep track of the research there, the news on this, ideas, etc. But we also provide some tools. One of those is a toolkit for family nature clubs. It's not so true here, but it's certainly true in the United States, that parents are scared to death of stranger danger. And I got a feeling it's true here a little bit, but again, not as much as the US, and we're a warning to you in a way. The truth is that violence toward children outside the home has been going down in the United States for at least 3 decades. But our fear has been going up fast. A lot of that has to do with my profession, the news media, which takes a handful of terrible crimes against children and repeats them over and over again. And that's the very definition of conditioning. I'm not saying it's not, that it's safe out there all the time. I'm not saying that one crime is too many. But this conditioning that goes on, we react to that. And I understand that because I felt that fear as a parent too, even though I knew better about the statistics. You know, your kid is not a statistic, even though the statistics may disprove your own fear, your own kid is not a statistic. So it's not a rational thing. So recognizing that, what we found was that families needed other families to get outdoors. And so these family nature clubs are multiple families that band together. In San Diego, there's a family nature club, for instance, that now has 1,500 families. It's kind of like meetup.com. I don't know if you have that here, where you basically say, are there any families out there that within this club that want to go to the park and go for a hike on Saturday? And 4 or 5, 2 families at a time will do this together, and there's perceived safety in numbers. You don't have to get a big foundation grant to do this. You can do it yourself and do it now. There's a free toolkit people can download. And now there's over 200 of these family nature clubs in the country, in the US. And now they're starting to spread elsewhere. And this involves tens of thousands of kids and could involve many more. What if there were 10,000 family nature clubs in the US in 5 years or 10 years or sooner? What that is cultural change. It's not waiting for government. And anybody can start these things. You don't need somebody's permission. And they're contagious. If you hear about a family nature club that somebody else is in, you want to join it or start your own, possibly. And we're seeing that this has a kind of contagion to it. That's, to me, self-replicating social change is the most valuable. Because you don't need a policy for that. Now, having said that, if you pass policies that are friendly to the kinds of ideas that we're talking about, you need a constituency. You need people out there that will watch the politicians back, who is for that. Family nature clubs and 50, 100 other ideas like that could build that constituency over time. Not only changing the culture as it goes, but providing a constituency for the policymakers who want to move us further in that direction. That's not, again, I want to make it clear, that doesn't mean policy changes aren't important. We need a lot of policy changes. I'm just saying they won't stick really well unless you build a constituency at the same time.